Hey y'all, welcome back to Wild's End. My name is Moss, and today is going to be the conclusion of this series in which I'm building a big overgrown library on my island, and today I'll be decorating for Bones and Dobie's houses. So I'm super excited about this build, so let's get into it. So I went into this build with a very hazy idea of what I actually wanted to do around Dobie's house and this area where I'm gonna put it. Someone commented on my last library build that maybe I should do like a dig site near the museum and have fossils and like a shovel and that kind of thing. And I thought that was a great idea. I definitely considered it, but I ended up just not feeling like I had enough space to keep this terraforming and also have both houses here comfortably. So I just tore down these cliffs and started like experimenting with this area. Alright, we just need to take a moment to appreciate how cute my villagers are. Like, they're doing yoga together. Y'all, this is so precious. Okay, back to work. Okay, so I want to explain or like try to explain my my idea for Dobie's area, because like I said, I went into this build without much of a plan at all for what I was gonna do with this space, but I found some random items in my inventory and something started brewing in my brain, and so the idea that I've come up with is that he's gonna have kind of a junkyard with like old appliances and stuff like that, and it's like he has all these like human relics from like this former time when the island was like occupied by humans, but like long ago something happened to the humans and now the animals run the island, and like you don't know what happened. It's like mysterious and nobody remembers that there were humans here. So Dobie is just like this sort of kooky old man who finds and collects these like human artifacts, and he's like these are important, like these mean something, and everybody else is just like, dude, it's just garbage, like you're crazy. But Dobie wants Blathers to make an exhibit in the museum that like has all his old human junk, but Blathers is like, dude, it's garbage. No, my museum is for like natural history and fine art and everything. And so Dobie has like camped out here by the museum in the back of the old library, like tinkering with his artifacts, and it's kind of like he has his own sort of museum back here, but it's really just more of a junkyard. So that's my concept, and hopefully that's something. I think it's kind of fun. The outdoor bath is one of my favorite items to use when I just have like a space that I need to fill up and I don't know what else to put there, especially when it's like sort of an awkward space behind a cliff or a building, because I think it adds a little bit of interest with the running water and everything, but it's not, you don't have to think about it very much because it just takes up a lot of space on its own. For Bones' house, I decided to just make his area like consistent with the rest of the library in terms of having just like the wooden bookshelves and a tea table and generally just like trees and weeds sprouting up from the stone flooring. I eventually will add like a bug cage and some of those like bug toys that you get from the Bug Off and some bug models too. How many times can I say bug? But you know, since he's a lazy villager, I figured he would appreciate that. Look at this super cute like beginning screen that I got. That I just happened to get this of him just chilling in his junkyard, and it was so cute. I was really happy about that. And then when I went into the game, him and Peck were just chilling in here. Look, he's sitting on that tire and drinking a smoothie. Like, this is perfect. He loves it. Yes, this build did end with me getting stuck and having to call rescue services. Alright y'all, well that's it for this library. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed this library series and how everything turned out. I hope you're having a great day, and if not, I hope tomorrow's better. Check the description for the custom codes that I use and today's donation links and all of that good stuff. And I'll see you soon in a new video. Bye-bye!